When your grandparents get you socks every Christmas. Something my mom does is every single year she gets the youngest person in each nuclear family. Or not the youngest, but the like all the kids, right? Everyone gets an ornament. She buys some sort of unique ornament for a tree. I have never in my life purchased ornaments or anything, and I have a tree full, just full of them, because she always does that, which I think is nice. Because I think Christmas trees look nice when they're not like ultra planned out, when they're just like covered in shit that you've accumulated. It looks more homegrown, you know, rather than like those shitty ones where you just buy a pack of red ones and throw them on there and it looks all like homogenous. You know what I mean? There's something nice about that. So she'll always do that. And it's not expensive, and it's just like a little trinket that you can get, and you can take it out at Christmas time. And I'm like, I don't mind that. I don't mind that as a gift. You have old Pokemon toys from '95 you turned into ornaments. Yeah, I have a set. A lot of the ornaments she gets me, she tends to get me ones that are bird themed. Because when I set up my Christmas tree, I was like, I really wanted to be covered in like bird and animal themed ornaments. I have some that aren't that, but my tree each year is like half of it is just fake birds, straight up. I don't know if you've ever seen these little bird ornaments that are made from old dried mushrooms. This is a thing. I have like some vintage ones. There's like, people used to take these like mushrooms and dry them, completely desiccate them, and then turn them over and paint them and add some shit to them, and turn them into a bird ornament. I don't know if I can find any. This is like a thing that people used to do like a really long time ago. The ones I have are, they're from like the 40s. Here. Okay, so they're usually like hand painted. Mine are not these colors, but people would take these mushrooms that had this one shape, and you could like, you would carve them. You would carve them a little bit. You just carve the sides a little, and it's like really easy to make them into the shape of a bird. And then you would attach little bits on the sides and like little feathers and make it look like a bird. I have a ton of these. No, they don't rot because you completely dry them. You like salt cure them and then fully, they're like desiccated. Here's another set. You can see these ones, you can tell like they look old, but I like them looking old. These. Mine are more colors like this. I've got a fuck ton of these, and they're like, the ones I've got are old. I have ones that look like owls as well. They're just made from dried mushrooms. I don't know. I don't know who decided to start doing this, but at some point, some people started doing this a long time ago. And I've got a bunch. I've like collected them for Christmas decorations. And what you do is so people just shove them into the tree and just like let them kind of sit on top of branches. A lot of mine have glued onto the bottom. They have a little clips. You can clip them onto the branches. So my tree ends up being covered in these like tiny birds. I have a lot of other ornaments that are more modern, that are like plastic or whatever, that are like not made of desiccated mushrooms. Yeah, mummified. They're literally mummified. But they're cool. They're cool. I don't know. I like them. But my tree every year is covered in I'd say about half of it is fake birds. Yeah, you said they're like dried flowers. They might be more fragile, but they last forever. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, they do. They kind of like feel like foam. They're very light. There's a lot of airspace, I guess, in a mushroom when dried like that. And it's cool. It's cool. They're super light, so they don't weigh down the branches. So you can attach them to the tree, and however the tree is posed, it'll stay like that. You don't weigh anything down. I don't know. I like them. Yeah, you said they feel like something between a rock and styrofoam. Mm-hmm. Yep. But I have that. I have a lot of decorations that look really like natural for my tree. I don't like tinsel, and I don't like tinsely garlands around trees and stuff. Do your cats care much about the tree? Nah. No, they sniff it when it first comes out, and they're like, what's this? And then they're over it. They're over it pretty quickly. Better than your many pine cone Christmas ornaments? No, I think pine cones are good. They fit the tree. I like that. I have a bunch that are like woodland creatures as well, and I tend to hang them like lower on the tree, and then the birds up higher, so like it's like a gradient. All white light type of person or multicolored? I like all white on the tree, actually. The warm white lights. Because I have a lot of the ornaments that I have are different colors. So when I have multicolored lights, I feel like it becomes too much. But both are good. Both are good. Both are cute. I think the multicolored is cute depending on what ornaments you have. Your mom does all gold. On the tree? That's a lot. That's a lot. I have so many ornaments too that are my grandmother handmade. What do you call it? What do you call it when you have yarn and you have a plastic mesh and you make, it's like pixel art where you make art by wrapping different colors of yarn around to make things. What do you call that? That's not needlepoint, obviously. No, it's not needlepoint. Needlepoint is when you do that in fabric. It's the same idea, but she does it with yarn. It's not crochet, it's not embroidery. Plastic canvas, yeah, I guess you could call it that. She would design up. It's not exactly latch hook, but it's like that same type of lattice. Yeah, I think plastic canvas is what you call it. Is it cross stitch when you have that type of backing? Hold on, let me look. It's not cross stitch. No, no, no. Cross stitching is like still fabric based. Basically, she would take oh, macrame. Is it macrame? Is it? That word is familiar. I don't know if this is it. No, 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 no. She can do that though. She's very talented. Yeah, it's just plastic canvas. So she would take plastic canvas, which is like this plastic, you know, grid map. And she would, I'll show you an example of a cute, simple one. She would make really complex sculptures though out of this stuff. And they would have like, they would be 3-dimensional. But like this. Okay, so there's this little plastic grid map that they sketched out a design on and then cut out. And then they just go through with like a hook and they put yarn through it in the spots that it should be whatever color, right? You know those? I guess it's just, you know, it's just called, is it still cross-stitching? I feel like that's like a separate thing, but I guess, you know. But here, I'll show you, here are some 3-dimensional ones that someone else has posted. My grandmother would do like stuff like this and up in complexity. You see this? So you can take those, so it's got the plastic grid map, right? And you can put them next to each other and you can join the corners of them so you can make 3D structures, right? So you have the little house, you have things like that. So my grandmother would draw up her own designs for these and make these. And like, I have a fuck ton of her old ones that she made. I have like under the tree every year, I put fake presents, fake gifts that are made like this. So they look like presents. They're all handmade by her, that she did all the patterning on and everything. And then she has like, they have like layers too. So these are all single layered where you just see like a design on a flat piece. She would sometimes put a second piece of plastic down or a third and make them 3-dimensional. She went crazy with it. She was just like a crafty person. I have a lot of clothing made by her and stuff. She was just very, very talented with all that. But yeah, a lot of my Christmas decorations that I have are all these sorts of things. And like, I kind of like that it looks like a granny vibe. You know what I mean? I look at it and I'm like, yeah, a grandmother. This looks like something a grandmother would make. And I like that being the vibe of things visually on Christmas is like granny mode, you know? Yeah, it's comforting style. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, if you have kids in my family, you get demoted. You never get bought anything ever again. Except for like Mother and Father's Day.